Okay, everybody, we are here. The moment that we've all been waiting for, hopefully, the season 6 finale for Peaky Blinders, and I have no idea what to expect. I'm nervous, I'm excited, my hands are shaking. Honestly, I don't even want to do a recap of last episode. We all know what happened. We were there. I don't know, man. But really quick before we get started, thank you guys for going on this massive journey with me. If you only came for Peaky Blinders, it was an honor to have you guys with me watching the amazing series that this is. But of course, we do have another line of shows coming up after this. I'm still getting requests coming in. We are going to start Breaking Bad pretty soon on Patreon. YouTube is going to take a while, but overall, it's just been a journey, man. I don't really want to waste too much time. Let's just grab a snack, grab a drink. It's a long episode, so strap in. Just a heads up, by the way, if you are watching this on YouTube, I'm going to apologize in advance if this does get taken down, because honestly, I'm still trying to think about how I'm going to edit this when it comes to chopping down the reaction footage so it can be appropriate for YouTube and it doesn't get copyright claimed and I have to remove it. So I am going to tell you to, if you haven't been watching this on my website, definitely consider doing it. It might be the only way to watch this if things don't go right copyright wise when I'm trying to upload this. So of course, there's no ads on the website. There are no paywalls when it comes to watching the edited version of anything. If you want to watch the full-length version, of course there is the required Patreon tiers, but aside from that, I'm not going to paywall you guys on edited stuff. That's silly to me. But anyways, hopefully this doesn't get removed from YouTube. I'm going to try my best not to depreciate the experience in any way. If you've watched my reactions thus far, you know that I like to make sure I keep as much context in as possible so the reaction makes sense and doesn't jump around everywhere. But I can only do so much. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I just want to get into it. So thank you guys for joining me on this journey, and let's see what the season finale has for us. All right, we've got a 1 hour 20-minute episode on our hands, so without further ado, let's get started. For Patreon, we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to wait to see if there's anything at the end. Oh, I don't think there's nothing at the end. This is it. Wow. Okay. This has been a great show. There's still rumors that there's a movie in the works, so I'm going to stay hopeful that we still have a couple of things to square away, since now that Tommy knows that he doesn't have tuberculoma, we do have more possibility, right? We are able to see him trying to repair his broken relationship with Lizzie and his child. We still have time for him to go back on his original goal of bringing down Oswald Mosley. And obviously now Diana's in the picture, so we have that to look forward to. We got revenge for Captain Swing's order to kill Polly, Aberama, and Barney. Everything, right now there's a bright side to this, right? We ended on a pretty decent high note. I don't hate this ending, by the way, if it needs to be said. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ride that we were on. There were times where I was a little worried that we would just have to move away from a couple of issues that's been brought up. But overall, I feel like as far as endings can go, because obviously not everyone's going to be happy with an ending to what can be seen as their favorite show. Everyone has something that they want to see or that they want to get cleared up, and whether or not Peaky Blinders hits all those points for you or just hits some of them, or hopefully not the case but hits none of them for you, that's completely on the person watching. But as for how I feel personally, I enjoyed it. I was looking for an upside to all of this, because I didn't want to end on a sour note where no one got what they wanted, where Swing still lived, where Michael and Tommy didn't have the confrontation, or, you know, there were a lot of things that were said and that were led up to this moment, especially with the Tommy and Michael confrontation. Everything was good to me. I was preparing myself for the worst, especially when going against Michael, and how much Tommy knew was going to happen. Obviously, there was the warning. Well, I'll call this a warning because Tommy knew what to expect from Gina. But Tommy knew that Michael was still coming after him. Tommy knew that this wasn't over yet, and Tommy remembered the words of Polly when she said that there will be a war and one of you will die. And Tommy knew straight away that Polly is never wrong about these things. Every single time that she's been on camera and she's been asked for her fortunes and stuff like that, and even the genders of the babies coming into the world, into the Shelby family, she's never been wrong. So why doubt Polly now? And true as day, one of them did die, and it ended up being Michael. So overall, I am glad to see that we didn't stray away from that side of the story. I'm glad to see that Polly was still implemented and her words did steer correct and steer accurate, and even in death, Polly was never wrong. And that was something that I love to see. I didn't want this to be a moment where, you know, in this special case, you know, Polly wasn't right or something like that. Polly's words still lingered in Tommy's head, still lingered in Michael's head, and, you know, that steered the season for me, and I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy the way that it ended. But of course, if they want to continue it, shit, I'll see y'all next video. But, you know, seriously though, I feel like if the movie does happen, there's still a lot of ground to cover. You know, Duke has cemented himself into the Shelby family, and there's still a conflict between him and Finn. So I'm very curious to see if that's going to come back up. I'm very curious to see if Finn, if it was ever revealed to Finn what Billy Grade was involved in with his family, that he was the reason why Polly, Aberama, and Barney died, that he was the reason that Arthur nearly got killed, you know, because the IRA was targeting Arthur. There are so many things that Finn doesn't know about that we can, you know, open up and talk about in the movie if it does come out. So I'm ready for it. I'm hoping that we get something else out of Peaky Blinders, but that's just me being an addict at this point. I feel like, you know, when you have such a good show, you don't want it to end. But you know, naturally all things have to come to an end. So I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to bang on the directors and writers' door or, you know, anything like that. I'm just going to patiently wait and see if something does come out of this. What is it? What other story do you have for us to continue the ending from season 6? But yeah, guys, I enjoyed my time watching this show. I enjoyed everything about it. I feel like we've gone through a lot with these characters, and when shows last this long, I feel like watching them grow into the people that we've seen in the final season is just super rewarding. And man, but I'm going to end the conversation there because I don't want to make too many outlandish predictions when we don't have anything to go off of yet. I'm going to keep an eye out and see if there's any definitive news on whether or not we're going to get a movie, and if we do get that news, when is it scheduled for. But aside from that, if you guys are looking for full-length episodes of anything that we are watching on the channel, check out Ezret.tv, check out the Patreon. There are a lot of things coming up after this. We're watching Breaking Bad. Well, we are going to start watching Breaking Bad, and I'm really excited. I've heard great things about the show. Yes, I know it's probably a sin by now that I haven't watched it. I've seen the ratings, I've heard nothing but good things about it, so yes, I'm going to give it a chance. But aside from that, you guys have a great rest of your day/night, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe.